All right, so we're going to talk about some NFL Dark Horse MVP candidates. Some people have been discussing it online. We thought it was a pretty fun topic. Each of us will make a 30-second elevator pitch for a Dark Horse candidate. After the pitch, we'll spend a minute discussing if we think the player's a Dark Horse, and if so, whether they actually have a shot at being the MVP. Wyatt, we're going to start with you. Who's your pick?
Thank you, Jared. I'm going to throw out the name of a man who has been pitted everything against him, is Deshaun Watson. His own head coach and GM has decided to trade away their best players. They decided not to put together an offensive line around him other than Laramie Tunzel. I would put him in the same kind of offensive boat as Russell Wilson is, and we see how dynamic he is. The only difference is that he's young, and I think people might respect him more. And I think Russell Wilson kind of like falls into the background being such a, no offense, but he's kind of a corny guy, and I think Deshaun Watson has a little bit more swag to him, so people will pay more attention. But being that they traded away DeAndre Hopkins and that this team will probably still make the playoffs next year with Deshaun Watson as the helm, I think that it puts everything in a good spot for him to win, especially because he's a great playmaker and he could probably replicate close to what Lamar Jackson did last year.
Oof. I don't doubt that he could have a good season, but I don't think he's a dark horse.
Yeah, I don't think he's a dark horse either. Like, I'd put him in maybe my top 7 or 8 guys who I would pick.
If you're outside of the top 3, you're a dark horse. You can't be a 7
you're not.
top 6. Yes, you are. Well, how deep are we did? You're talking pitch black dark horses. I'm talking about guys who actually have a shot of winning. So. I mean, come on.
CBS gave him the 4th best odds, Wyatt. Like, that's not.
He's outside top 3.
I think if he did put together an impressive season with all his weapons being stripped from him, he'll be a good candidate for sure. Can't argue that.
Jared.
All right. Well, I'll move into mine. This is a guy that you might have heard of. I changed it from one of my favorite guys to someone else. I'm going with Gardner Minshew II. His odds are plus 15,000. By comparison, Patrick Mahomes' odds are plus 350. So there's a qualification for a dark horse. All right, so for the Jags, their average draft grade given to them this offseason was B+. Some people really like their offseason, some people don't. They had a very high standard deviation. But anyway, Minshew had more touchdowns, less interceptions, higher passing rating than Kyler Murray, and he started 4 less games than him. He should have been rookie of the year. I mean, honestly. Nobody will be expecting anything from them this year. They have the 11th easiest schedule. So it's not going to be completely hard, but not also the easiest. Also helped by the fact that they don't really have a dominant team in their division. Texans, Colts, and Titans. No really dominant team in that division. So
Jared,
I'm going Gardner Minshew.
All 3 of those teams are miles above better than the Jaguars are.
No,
who cares? Who cares how dominant? They're still the little brother to every single one of those teams in that division.
Yeah, but then if Gardner Minshew carries them though to a 10-6
but he won't,
record this year,
he
will.
Oh my. 10-6. What are you talking about?
They had a B+ off season. I don't
know. See, when I think B+, I think MVP. So
yeah, he's gonna if he takes that team and does something with them, dude.
They're gonna have the number 1 overall pick next year.
Yeah,
they have the 11th. They have the 11th easiest. They had the 11th easiest schedule. You said.
Yeah.
They're probably
they're going
one
against
of the worst records in the NFL.
Combined winnings percentage of their opponents was 494.
That organization is a mess from top to bottom. It is a mess. They've traded away all their good players. Their players that are still on the roster don't want to play for him, Yannick Ngakoue. They're going to get rid of Leonard Fournette probably at some point. I don't even know if Gardner Minshew is going to play a full 16-game season. He might get benched. I do not believe in him, Jared. This is not just a dark horse. This is pitch black.
There's no light at the end of the tunnel.
There's no light for this one.
Wyatt, the 6 games that the Jags won last year, Gardner Minshew started all of them. Just saying. It wasn't Nick Foles, Lucas.
He's only good when he plays for the Eagles. I think that's an established fact.
It's an asterisk.
Anyway.
Oh god, yeah, I commend you, Jared, for picking a true dark horse. That is,
yeah, it's about as dark as it gets.
I respect that. I'm going on mine with Josh Allen. We saw Josh make some big leaps last year. Some of us weren't believers, maybe myself included. But completion percentage got up to near 60%. His touchdown interception was, he was throwing more interceptions his rookie year than touchdowns. Last year it was 2-1. And he's starting to live up to the potential that I feel like draft experts were hoping. And this year he got Stephon Diggs. So they already had a solid receiving core, but not really a serious number one receiver. Now they have a big play threat. And also he's a dual threat QB, and we're on a 1-year trend of picking dual threat QBs as MVP. So why not keep that going? Also the AFC East is very, very weak. And it's not going to be the Jets or Dolphins, as sad as that is. And the Patriots are a huge question mark. Plus he's clutch. He led the most fourth quarter comebacks in the NFL last year. So he's got some signature MVP moments that are going to happen. So I'm saying he's a possibility.
Yeah, he's gonna if he's on pace from last year to this year, he's gonna go for 40 touchdowns this year. So 18 picks, but
doubles.
I really like that pick actually.
I think it's
I'm
a
big
pick.
fan of that one.
It was also number 1 on NFL.com's worst MVP candidates.
I don't know if
I'll
Josh
cite
Allen
them in my bibliography. Yeah, don't worry.
I don't know if Josh Allen has made enough leaps to be like the number, like from year 1 to year 2. I don't know if the jump has been big enough for me.
Dude, he's only had one possible leap so far. Give him another leap chance.
Yeah, but his window in the last couple of years, we've seen it from Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. His window to win an MVP was last year, and now being in his third year and not a second-year quarterback, he has no chance.
It's over.
It drops dramatically.
His prime is done. Yeah.
It's done. Yeah, he's about retired, honestly, at this point.
A good pick, though. But I'll move on to mine. Going to round it out. And I'm going to say Denver Broncos quarterback Drew Lock, who is currently at plus 12,500, right in between Chase Young and Nick Chubb on the list. And I think it's just because of how impressive he was at the end of last season. He took what was the 28th ranked offense and went 4-1 in his 5 starts to close out the year. 7-3 touchdown interception ratio is pretty impressive for a guy playing for the first time. Beat Deshaun Watson towards the end of the season. Plus, they really loaded up when it comes to offensive talent. They drafted Jared Jeudy, Melvin Gordon in at running back. And I just think that like sort of things are coming into place where you could have the type of breakout year that you see like Lamar Jackson or Pat Mahomes have. Like I don't know if he necessarily has that amount of talent, but I think there are the pieces in place around him that he could catch fire at the right time and put in a good shot for the MVP.
I like the pick.
Yeah.
This might be the first pick that I like that's on the list.
Thank you.
I mean, I like it, but I feel like we still haven't seen really enough from him to like make.
I think that's
to make a prediction on him. It's like 7-3 is not like is not like a world beater. You know, it's like if it was like 12-2, I would be like, wow. No, I'm serious.
Yeah, but
No,
I mean, it was
that's like less than a touchdown. It's like a touchdown a game.
Yeah, but it's his first 5 starts. Like he's still like getting used to the NFL and to come into the NFL starts. And not be like, you know, putting up like, I don't know, 1-to-1 numbers is like not terrible.
Yeah. I do think that if I were like actually a betting man, like I feel like it makes sense to bet on people that you know less about in terms of dark horses.
Right.
Like because I feel like they're more likely to maybe have some, you know, weird explosion. Also, I saw a headline today that Drew Lock is apparently strongly urging teammates to stay vigilant amid the pandemic. He's been very forceful on that. So if anything, if everyone else, you know, gets COVID and it's just Drew Lock, you know, playing out there on an empty field, he probably will win MVP.
Yeah.
Good. See, I like my guys to really care about COVID, which is why I picked them.
That was a big giveaway.
Yeah. So
the correct answer, though, was Daniel Jones. I know I said Deshaun Watson, but Danny Dimes next year is coming in big. I saw a picture. He was looking a lot beefier from last year. I believe in him. Honestly,
none of that.
I'm going to book it. Daniel Jones wins MVP.
Okay. We'll check back on that.
Yeah, we'll double check on that.
Look forward to
They do make the playoffs, though. I'm calling that.
I mean, the NFC East is not great, so I can see it happening.
Counts for something.
No, Alex Smith is going to come back.
Apparently means a lot to the Cowboys
and
Cowboys
win that
fans.
NFC East title.
Yeah. Well, with that, let us know on Twitter who you think is your dark horse for the NFL MVP last year. And remember to engage with us across all the platforms: YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Subscribe, do anything so we know what you like best and what we should keep making.
DM us.
DM us. People have done it before. You can do it too. So, but with that, we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.